Hi everyone, my name is Jenna McPhee and I am a tour guide for the East Hants Historical Society's Lower Sunland Museum and Heritage Cemetery. Today I am with Ed McDonald and he's going to be talking about the Gaelic speakers of East Hants. Ed?
Thank you, Jenna. Hi, I'm Ed McDonald and my slaniag in Gaelic is Iowyd Mach Ian ik Alfred ik Iowyd ik Iowyd ik Anush ik Almovan ik Allister. So this is what's called a slaniag, and this is how you would be known to people in the community, and traditionally it would follow your paternal ancestry. So I'm able to go back to a fellow named Alistair or Alexander in Scotland through mine, and I don't know very much about him, but his son came here to Nine Mile River in Gatland, and his name was Donald Ban, so fair-haired Donald. And so from him, I'm the seventh generation to reside in East Hants, but I believe I'm likely the fifth generation to have English as my mother tongue, and everyone beyond that would have been Gaelic speakers. There's not a whole lot of signs to the Gaelic presence in the past of East Hants. One thing that I've come upon is petitions, early petitions. So for example, my own ancestor, we called him Donald Ban, which comes from Donald Ban, fair-haired Donald. And in his petition that his sons wrote, they said, "We are the sons of Donald McDonald, also commonly known as Donald Ban." There was also another Donald McDonald in Nine Mile River, and his sons said that their father was commonly known as Donald Moore, so that he would have been known as Big Donald Moore. So there's a few signs like that, and also anecdotally, there's stories of Gaels being present in the Enfield area early in the 20th century, and additionally. The 1901 Canada census was the first census to ask about the mother tongue of residents. And there's a woman in Harwood Lands, Mrs. Anne Ferguson, who gave Gaelic as her first language. So she was born in the 1820s, and so from that we can see that Gaelic was likely, if she was raised in the immediate area, and there were McDonald's in Highland Lands. There's an additional anecdote that I received that it was being used in Belnan in the 1830s, as well as the language of the household. So from that, even those speakers that resided in the district into the 20th century, there are some fragments of words that have come down. I know my neighbor had kind of the greeting, Kimra Hashiv, and Glayback, Kimra Hashipain, so how are you, polite form, and very well, how are you yourself, as a reply. And this was passed down through those early Gaelic speakers in our area. And there's a letter from Captain John McDonald of Glenalladale to Captain Ranald McKinnon, and in that letter there's actually a Gaelic motif that occurs in reference to old Gaelic battle scenes. So I'll just give the reading of what appeared in his letter. It reads, a Vulcan, a Cregan, Tography Ushk, an Ilden ga Cregan, Varn Buvoiche, Rachigat Foa gun Sultan, Varn Buchroia, Rachigat Foa gun Gluingen. So this is saying that where they would fight, they would make the soft place softer and the rocky place rockier, and there would be a well of spring water in the face of each rock. And where it was softest, they would sink until their eyes, and where it was hardest, they would sink to their knees. There were some recordings done by Dr. John Shaw, and he made a recording of Joe Neil McNeil, or Eus Neil Vic, as he was known in Gaelic, in 1982. And Joe Neil is telling about kind of some of these motifs that occur in these old Gaelic stories. And he actually references this same motif, and he gives a bit of additional information as well. So along with the motif of sinking and up to eyes and up to knees, there's also he also adds that they would say that the hero would say that he was far from his friends and near to his enemies, and he would lift his opponent up and break their arms. And then he said that there was a special way in some of the stories that the hero would ask of his opponent, and he would say "Gujay Terik," which is what's the ransom. So it's just kind of neat that we have this battle motif from that was written in 1778, and more than 200 years later, we still find in the region in Cape Breton a fellow who knows about this tradition. In terms of Gaelic settlement in Nova Scotia and Cape Breton, the earliest would have been the settlement of Pictou. But after that, it was the disbandment of the 84th Regiment to 9 Mile River and Kennecook. It was quite early in terms of Gaelic settlement in the province. Around the year 1790, you do have kind of a movement away from Pictou eastward into Antigonish and Cape Breton. So, and onward into the 19th century, the bulk of Highland immigrants to Nova Scotia did occur in that eastern portion of Nova Scotia and Cape Breton. So our history here is quite interesting in that it's unique. We're kind of we're kind of separated from the remainder of the contiguous Highland settlement community. The bulk of the Gaels that settled here in 1784 following the American Revolution, they were a mix of Roman Catholics and Presbyterians. However, by 1800, we see that many families had left the settlement. Some likely moved eastward to Pictou, or perhaps even further east into Antigonish. We know that there was a Chisholm family in the 9 Mile River settlement who did move to the Arisag area of Antigonish County. And this was a time around 1790 when Catholics that were near Pictou were kind of moving eastward, and also Catholics were coming from PEI to the shore of Antigonish County as well. So there likely was a draw from the communities there to pull some Catholic families from 9 Mile River to those settlements. So that kind of left the region, our immediate area, the bulk of the Gaels being Presbyterian. And as they didn't have a minister early on in the settlement, the Gaels would travel to Pictou for the sermons given by Reverend McGregor, and they actually got him to come to South Maitland to give services in English as well as in Gaelic.